Hey, Dallas Tung here with Las Vegas Sotheby's International Realty. And today in this video, I'm going to give you my story of how I ended up moving here from California to Las Vegas back in 2016. Sabrina Carrington, also with Las Vegas Sotheby's International Realty, is going to interview me and ask me a series of questions so I can kind of give you the pros and cons of why and how I ended up here in Las Vegas.
So Dallas, what kind of research did you do to start your relocation plan for Vegas? Like what types of things did you do and what initially brought you here?
In 2016, I didn't initially plan to move here full time. So I have a company. We were thinking about expanding our warehouse, our manufacturing, and we were looking in Cerritos, California for a warehouse, and that costed like $5 million to buy the warehouse. And then workers' comp, right? Workers' comp for labor and all that. We were like, man, this is really expensive. So we decided to look at Arizona, Texas, and Nevada. And then city of Henderson, ironically, reached out to us and was like, hey, consider moving out to Henderson and stuff like that. In my past, I've always, I grew up in LA and I moved away. I've lived everywhere around the world, around US as well. And I always moved back to California. So in my mind, I was like, Las Vegas. Las Vegas is the closest, it's not too far away. I can go back and forth. So that's why we decided to look at Las Vegas.
What did you do to find your first place? How did you determine your location?
First of all, what I did was I went on YouTube and researched the areas, but then also what I found easier that I didn't do in the beginning, doing all the research, was reach out to a realtor that knows the area well. With that said, that person helped me narrow down what location is where, what kind of neighborhood I like, how far was my commute and all that. With my commute being our manufacturing, we found our location near the airport. I wanted to be within 20 minutes, away. So that pretty much took Summerlin out of the picture. And after that, I was like, well, that looks like it has to be Henderson. So we started looking around Henderson, Southern Highlands, and we looked at Inspirada as well. And Inspirada was a nice one that we really liked. The reason why I chose West Henderson is because the plan wasn't to be living in Las Vegas full time. I wanted to be conveniently close to the airport, and also West Henderson is right off the I-15. So that would let me drive right back to LA within 3.5 hours to 4 hours without traffic, of course. So location-wise, that neighborhood was very green, lots of parks, and it's growing, newer area. There's new construction homes. So we bought a house right out there.
Can you tell me a little bit about the cost of living in Las Vegas?
When I decided to permanently move to Las Vegas, the biggest beneficial was we didn't have to pay the California income state tax. And that saved us 13% on our paychecks. The next thing was, everything else, like housing, gas, everything was much affordable, and we noticed that right away. When we saw that, that's why we kind of decided, hey, let's permanently move here. And that was 6-7 years ago. We can go back to LA. We go back to LA like every other month just to visit, see family, see friends, do whatever, go to the beach. And then, when we're done with it, come back.
Yeah.
So
Dallas, what about the commute times and traffic in Las Vegas? Is it comparable to LA?
No, it's not actually. Okay. I mean, I lived in Torrance and South Bay area, and people that know about LA, our freeways are 405, 110, 91. None of those freeways are great, especially in rush hour. So in Vegas, 10 minutes. I mean, if there is congestion and there's an accident or something, normally maximum 10 minutes delay.
So how does the housing market look in Las Vegas? Is it better to rent or is it better to buy?
Yeah, so it depends on every family, every person, what their situation is. A realtor is going to help you find the area, but some people want to rent first for the first year and or maybe at least the first 6 months and kind of get to know the area. In my opinion is why pay for someone else's mortgage? So definitely if it's a primary residence, you know, I would buy, especially in the city. The value of home prices here in Las Vegas has been growing and still growing. Even 2022, it's grown with the shift. The beginning of this year, it's still going up. The problem is, what the media is kind of saying, and also some people on YouTube might be also saying that housing crash is coming. Nobody has a crystal ball. You know, we have a little bit over 3,000 homes on the market here in the Valley, and that's really low. We have about 2 months of inventory. That is pretty much where we were at in 2021, but we don't have the low interest rates, so that's why people aren't flocking to go buy homes. So the volume of sales we're having is much less, but there's not a lot of inventory. And year over year, we're netting 50,000 people moving to Las Vegas.
Wow.
You know, when I moved here officially in 2017, we had what, 2.3 million in this valley, and then now we're over 2.8. So it's hard to say housing prices is going to crash when there is like still so much demand when people are moving here. Now, if we had 10, 15, 20,000 homes on the market and we have 6 months supply or more, different story. Yes, we're gonna see housing prices decrease.
So in terms of the high interest rate market,
Yeah.
a lot of people have been like holding off on buying. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I get it. We get that a lot. Our clients, they don't want to buy right now because of the interest rate. A lot of people are spoiled and they feel like the fours will come back. But you got to take that in consideration is if you wait for interest rates to come back down, what do you think housing prices are going to do? So interest rates right now, this whole year has been in the 6, 7s, and the housing prices are still going up. So what do you think housing prices are gonna do when interest rates starts coming down? Once we get into the mid 5s, people are gonna start buying again as well. And with the low inventory we have, you know, even right now, the 400,000 or lower homes, townhomes, any kind of homes, multiple offer situations, even in the higher price, if it's a turnkey home, highly upgraded, price is right, they go pending within days.
Wow.
Like less than a week. So yeah, so if you wait, like the Feds are saying they're gonna raise rates for the rest of this year, rates are gonna keep going up, prices are not going down, and once people start seeing the rates start coming down from the 7 and the 8, you know, by the time you wait, what, 2 years later for it to be back in the 5s, then you're already paying much more for that house. It doesn't make sense. You know, you just got to get what you can for what you're comfortable paying your mortgage for, in my opinion. If not, you're gonna pay more for the same house that you're looking at today.
So what are some of the safest and most desirable neighborhoods in the Las Vegas area?
You know, I can't really mention what are safe neighborhoods, but I can say that on an article, multiple articles that was announced on Forbes and then local news and stuff like that, Henderson was announced as the second safest city in the US. I was surprised myself. Look it up and it will show you. It'll say, yeah, you know, Forbes mentioned that last year.
In terms of lifestyle, are there any locations in the city that are better for families?
Yeah, so there are many suburbs in Las Vegas that's family friendly, northwest, south, east, wherever you name it. Starting from the northwest, right, you have Sky Canyon, a newer master plan community. If you like new construction, head over to the west side, you have North Summerlin. West Summerlin is the newest community in Summerlin. Then you go into South Summerlin, there's a few new developments there as well. And then you go into Southwest, right, Enterprise, Vegas that is also growing community. There's a lot of building going on. Then you go into the south, you have Southern Highlands Master Plan community, beautiful neighborhood. Then you go into West Henderson, which is Inspirada, Seven Hills, Anthem. Inspirada Master Plan is a new community that is in high demand. Then you go over to the south side, a little bit more east from Seven Hills. Now you have McDonald Highlands, Green Valley Ranch in that area. Then now you go over to the southeast side, you have the old Henderson, Cadence Master Plan community, and then far east is Lake Las Vegas if you want, be closer to water and all that, Lake Mead. And then you go up to Whitney Ranch and then northeast. Of course, new developments all the way up in North Las Vegas, Aliante area. I just did a full circle. There are many, many communities and new communities around Vegas for anyone's budget.
So do you think the city of Las Vegas is pretty walkable, or will a car be needed?
Yeah, so I think a car would be needed, majority of the city. It's not very walkable. The transportation, the buses and everything is really only convenient on the strip. You could have a few locations where you can work and just take the bus, but majority, you're gonna need a car.
Okay, so what are some of the local events in the area and spots to visit for those who are new to the area, like museums, festivals, things of that nature?
So there's a lot of activities here in the valley, from the Uncommons where we're at right now to Tivoli Village. They have stuff like Market in the Alley kind of events where you have like small mom and pop shops like set up tents, and then they'll close up the street, and then you can walk and get some food, get some ice cream, and also just shop. Tivoli Village does that as well. They have festivals. The neighborhoods like Summerlin, Inspirada, Southern Highlands, even Lake Las Vegas, they have like farmers market. They have bands coming out to play in the evenings in the parks. We also have like movie nights and all that stuff, and we'll sit on the grass in the soccer fields. And of course, yeah, we have baseball, tennis court, basketball courts, all the sports. Pickleball is also getting very popular. So all the new parks, especially in Henderson, they're building these pickleball courts as well. And Inspirada, the newest park, will have our first pickleball courts. So wherever you live, you have some kind of park or playground for your family, walking distance from your house.
So Dallas, could you tell me a little bit more about the entertainment and the activities in Las Vegas?
Yeah, moving over here, I really didn't know at first. Really, there's a lot. Outside the strip, right, you have Lake Mead, so you have water sports, you have shooting ranges, off-roading, any kind of off-roading. Then we move over to the west side, we have Mount Charleston. Right now, like let's say if we're in July or August, it's 110 degrees down here. Go to Mount Charleston, you're at 70 degrees. So you can go hiking there. Lee Canyon opened up it's open up year-round now. So they have morning yogas up there. You can take the ski lift to go up to the top and go hiking. There's mountain biking now up there as well. And that's only 50 minutes away. And if you live like over in the west side, it's like 30 minutes drive up. And you're like 8,000 elevation up there. And of course, on the strip, you have your typical fine dining. Then you have your shows, from magic shows to singing shows to concerts, residencies, nightclubs, you name it. But basically for even snowboarding, right? Mount Charleston, you can go snowboarding. Red Rock, you can go hiking. Yeah, I think I pretty much named almost everything. Sports, like, can't forget about sports, right? Golden Knights just won the Stanley Cup. WNBA, the Aces won their championship last year. We have the Raiders here. Now announced we're gonna have a baseball team. So Oakland A's is gonna be moving here by somewhere around 2027. Word is we'll eventually have an NBA team here as well.
So Dallas, can you tell me a little bit about what the weather is like throughout the year here in Las Vegas?
Yeah, so weather here in Las Vegas, I mean, we have the sun pretty much more than 300 days of the year. That itself is already great because I did live in the Midwest for about 10 years, Ohio, Indiana-ish, and you know, there's times where you have 2-3 weeks of gloomy weather.
So how about natural disasters?
You know, for natural disasters, we don't have earthquakes here really. There's no tornadoes and stuff like that. We do have a lot of windy days here. When the wind comes, we have like sandstorms, stuff like that, flooding, right? The rain coming, but the flooding is, we don't have that flooding in the neighborhoods, in the suburbs, because the valley is kind of like a bowl. So yeah, so natural disasters, really, you know, we don't have that here.
So how's the job market here? Can you tell me a little more about that?
Back in 2016, I moved one of my companies over here. You know, we have Google data center, have a lot of Amazon facilities, Switch is over here. We have a lot of industrial buildings being built and companies are moving in. Of course, you have the strip entertainment purposes from restaurants, retail, entertainment jobs. Mark Wahlberg is also trying to build the Hollywood 2.0 here, South Summerlin area. Yeah, I mean, 50,000 people netting year over year. That is not just because people want to move here, it's also because businesses are moving here. So we're becoming more and more diverse year over year.
So what's the general demographic makeup of the Vegas area? Is it pretty diverse?
Yeah, actually, I'm very surprised on how diverse this city is. You know, when moving over here, I've seen just the variety of people in different areas, and also the restaurants, the foods, and they're opening up new ones too. There's actually small chain restaurants that are very popular, like in Seattle, San Diego, and stuff like that. And they are opening locations here in Las Vegas, not on the Strip either, outside of the Strip. A few of my very favorite places, like, you know, Salt and Straw that opened up here. We got Broken Yolk for breakfast, Handles for ice cream, and there's Earth Cafe, stuff like that. They're from Pasadena or LA. The list just keeps going on and on.
Dallas, thank you so much for sharing this great information. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us for the viewers who are maybe thinking of like moving to Las Vegas?
Yeah, so, you know, I've been here for over 6 years now. I don't regret it. Actually, everything that they have here, it's so convenient. My only pointer is definitely reach out to a great agent that knows the area really well. What I do with my clients is I always have to have that consultation with them because I've done it. I did the move from California to here. I've done all the research and I've been here for a while now. I'm really good with my locations. Reach out to a realtor that will sit down and have a consultation, learn about your family, learn about where you're going to be working, you know, your lifestyle and stuff like that. And then that is the best way how I can, or a great realtor can help you determine the location and show you around, because it really matters to see those areas in person first. So thanks for watching my video about how I moved over here and more about Las Vegas and about relocating here to Las Vegas. I'm Dallas Tung with Las Vegas Sotheby's International Realty, and I would be honored to assist you move to Las Vegas, or even help answer any kind of questions you might have if you're considering to move to Las Vegas. Follow my YouTube channel. It's all about Las Vegas real estate. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.